thanks so much for being with us.
Well, it's a great privilege to be on All That Jazz. I'm very excited to be on your podcast.
And thank you. I was recently on Tony's podcast, Boom and Bust. It was a great conversation that we had. So definitely everyone check out what Tony's podcast as well. So let's get right into it, Tony. You have such a long career in politics. Let's start with what got you into wanting to serve.
Well, a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, we were being ruled by a Trudeau. His name was Pierre Elliott Trudeau. And, at the time, if you wanted to be a little bit of a rebel as a young person, the way to do that, to go against what I considered to be the socialist establishment of the time, was to be a conservative, because conservatives believed in market freedom. They believed in freedom of individual choice. And I'm talking about the 70s now. It's amazing how these things come full circle. And but at the time, that's what I really felt in my heart. And in addition to that, I was being raised by a single mom. My mom was a single mom, and her job was being an assistant at Queen's Park for one of the Conservative members of provincial parliament. And so when the election came around in the mid-70s, it was natural for me to just start to volunteer and hand out leaflets or do what you did in the 1975 general Ontario election. And I got hooked. Obviously, as you know, one of the things about being involved in politics is you're part of the future of your province or the future of your country. It's something larger than yourself. It's something bigger than yourself. You want to change the world, and you meet a whole chunk of friends and people that you have these very intense times with during an election. So all of those things combined meant that at a young age, I thought I wanted to get involved in politics. And I really didn't have, Jazz, like some people come to politics, as you know, and here's my 5-year plan and here's my 10-year plan. I had none of that. I just wanted to help in elections, and then it kind of grew into, well, maybe I can run for an election sometime. I don't know when, I don't know where. And the opportunity presented itself in Brampton in the 1995 provincial election when Mike Harris was running for premier, and I was elected in Brampton, which was a great thrill, and it sort of started me on this journey.
And from there, you went on to federal politics. And I got to note the amount of, or the different ministries that you took part of. There was a lot of accomplishments that you had. I'd love for you to share just some of your favorite accomplishments, whether it was on the provincial level and the federal level.
Yeah, provincially, I was first Minister of Transportation, and then Minister of the Environment, Minister of Municipal Affairs and Housing, and finally Minister of Health and Long-Term Care. And you always love your first ministry. I really enjoyed being Minister of Transportation. You could really see that you were making a difference. How much asphalt have we laid down on the highways today? Things like that, right? And at the time, truck tire safety was a big issue because the truck tires kept falling off the trucks and injuring people. So we dealt with the Ontario Truckers Association, got that fixed up and did things like that. And obviously long-term planning for some highways like the 407 and some others. But of course, I think the biggest thing I was known for provincially was being the minister in charge when SARS version 1 happened in 2003, this strange coronavirus from China that the Chinese were not very truthful about at the time. And that kind of hit us pretty hard in Ontario, and it caused some deaths, and we had to do lockdowns, but nothing compared to what we've been dealing with in COVID. I want to make that point clear, but it kind of paved the way for thinking about how to deal with epidemics and pandemics.